It's here. Finally.
Yeah.
All done. And it was really not, and it's working. Now we get rid of that. Don't remind me tomorrow. How can I close this? Bookmarks. Think here?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Try.
Wow.
Oh no. Okay. It was
Where is it?
there.
Huh?
This one, recent.
Okay. Yes, probably. It's not that one. We don't touch it. Okay, yes. Okay, so now we can read our... Oh, we should first create some pages. We do have 2. We add one add. Okay, that's fine. I think it's enough. And we go back to our page. Okay. So, do you mind to read it?
Yeah.
That's not, I think I have a proper one to give you. I printed one for you.
Okay.
I have to find it. Is it this one? Yes, that's yours. Okay, that's yours.
Okay. Thank you.
I think. Okay.
KKS, which I can't pronounce.
Quick career services.
Quick career services. So, 2 brothers started KKS 35 years ago, which, as a delivery service using just one vehicle. The business has grown and now is a public limited company. KKS delivers parcels of any size and weight throughout Country X, but it's one of the largest delivery service providers in a very competitive market. KKS's vision statement to be the most reliable delivery service has been key to its success. The parcel delivery market has 3 segments. B2B, business-to-business parcels, 55% of total market. B2C, business-to-consumer parcels, 39%. C2C, consumer-to-consumer parcels, 6%. KKS currently only operates in the B2B segment. The directors of KKS have an objective of rapid growth for the business. They are considering possible strategies to achieve this. A takeover opportunity. Following research, the operations director has recommended that KKS makes an offer to take over Van2U.
Exactly, Van2U.
A business in the B2B segment in Country X. KKS values Van2U at $600 million. An offer based on this valuation would be financed by a new share issue of $400 million plus $200 million of long-term loans. Van2U's directors are likely to recommend accepting this offer. Additional directors may have to be appointed to the board of KKS. There will be both financial and marketing effects resulting from this takeover. The employees at all levels of both businesses will be affected. KKS does not know how competitors and the government might react to the proposed takeover. Accounting and finance decisions. The KKS finance director has been considering the following 2 issues with reference to data in Appendix 1. So 1, finance of takeover, and 2, depreciation policy. In 2018, KKS plans to invest $20 million in IT equipment. Current depreciation policy would be to depreciate these assets over a 5-year period with an estimated residual value of $5 million. The finance director is proposing a new depreciation policy which would reduce the period of depreciation to 3 years with a residual value of these assets of $8 million. Marketing strategy in Country X. KKS used to promote its services using only trade journals and business fairs. However, 3 years ago, KKS invested in a new website and now produces the majority of sales. This has contributed to KKS gaining a high market share in the B2B segment, supported by competitive pricing and good customer service. This segment is a low growth part of the total parcel delivery market. whilst B2C and C2C are growing rapidly. KKS is planning to integrate the marketing and distribution network IT systems. Enterprise resource planning (ERP) software could be used to minimize the cost of moving vehicles to match customer requirements. Costs would then fall and more contracts gained.
What do you mean by, but what do they mean by that? The cost of moving vehicles to match customer requirement.
Is that by using the
IT, okay, they and a system of localization, they would match the customer.
So supply and demand would.
It means that rather than going south and then north, they would go, for example, a van would go the same way and distribute. This is why they said match customer requirements.
Okay.
To match the customer requirements.
Yeah. Okay.
And this reduce what? Time and money and okay.
So market analysis, options A and B. The marketing director and finance director have also researched B2C and C2C segments. They have set out the following two options for expansion. Option A, enter the B2C segment. KKS would need some changes to existing marketing methods. The competition is very strong. Customers are price sensitive and profit margins are small. Option B, enter the C2C segment. Competition is weak. Staff training and operational costs will be high. Parcel collection locations will be needed. A different marketing approach will be needed. The directors have carried out a decision tree analysis to compare the likely returns from expanding into the B2C and C2C segments. Appendix 2 showed some results of their analysis. The directors have assumed costs and revenue will remain constant for each of the first 3 years. Managing the workforce. KKS directors view the workforce as a key component in being the most reliable delivery service. There are 8,500 employees in 64 warehouses and 2 administration centres. Employees are placed in one of the following departments: operations, administration and finance, IT, marketing, human resources. Within each department, every manager has a wide span of control. KKS invests in its employees through developing their skills, enabling clear career progression. Most supervisors have been promoted inside KKS. New employees have a training needs analysis, and their line manager discusses possible training opportunities with them. Employees are encouraged to contribute to decision making. They are given encouragement to gain experience through job rotation, and there is a generous bonus for good performance. In return, KKS expects commitment, enthusiasm, and hard work. A new human resources director has recently been appointed. He has noticed that employees are trusted to carry out their role effectively, but often do not do so. This leads to inefficiency and lack of focus. He has produced a report that proposes making the following changes to increase the accountability of employees. Clearer job description to their scope and good interpretation. Introduction of management by objectives with precise targets. Increased formal communication between managers, supervisors, and other employees. Less rotation between jobs. Focused training, which is decided by supervisors rather than discussion. However, some other directors think that the business environment demands stability within KKS's organisation. Strategic thinking, international expansion. The directors are concerned that expanding within country X may be insufficient to reach their growth objective. They have made a decision to use their experience and strength in the B2B segment and start selling their B2B services in other countries. Appendix 3 shows the results of initial research into the market conditions in country Y. The directors recognise that the strategic decision to move into international markets needs to be carefully planned and implemented. It is likely to involve changes to leadership and management, organisational structure, corporate culture, contracts of employment for key employees, allocation of resources. The directors believe that if these changes are managed effectively, then this will minimise the risk associated with the international expansion.
So we do have 3 appendices, okay? So this one is the published accounts, the second one is decision tree data for first and third year, and then the market data for countrywide. Okay, and the question are: analyze the possible disadvantage for KKS of taking over van to you.
Okay.
The disadvantage. Okay. What do you think?
Okay. So there could be a negative impact on their reputation because of the fact that there will be the employees of both businesses would be affected, and it could show that they don't necessarily care that much for the employees.
What do you mean by that?
As in that it could affect their CS.
But they do already have like a well-structured human resources management.
Yeah.
So how taking over van to you would just make it weaker?
Okay, the organizational structure.
No. Yes. The what did you say about your answer?
I said that it could affect their image if they. I sort of meant to say that it could lead to redundancies.
Yes, that's good.
Okay.
That would lead to redundancies. Yeah. Within what? Within
the administration and
the van to you.
Van to you.
Okay, bravo. Yes, you made it clear. Okay, because if you say just that it would affect their image, it's not enough. Okay. So, alors, where is it? Okay, first, no, black. Alors, redundancy. How do we say? We write redundancy. Okay, redundancies within van to you after takeover will affect KKS image. That's good. What else?
It could also impact upon their gearing ratio. So
their
gearing ratio.
Gearing ratio. So, okay. Yes. Right.
Because they have to take out 200 million in long-term loans.
Okay. So rise their loans, their liabilities. What else?
It could also have an impact on the shareholders because they're going to be issuing $400 million worth of new shares.
Yes, shareholders would be against it.
Yeah.
But what if you bring more wealth to those shareholders? You are going to grow, okay? They are going to make the company grow. What about the future? What about taking over a company that is valued at $6 million? $600 million is quite important. Okay, even if they are going to issue $400 million, but it means that the company would have more. The share price would rise actually. Okay. So, what about the shareholders? Are you sure the shareholders would be against it?
It depends on the effectiveness of the communication of that decision to take over van to you. As in, like, if they did.
I think that if they decided to take van to you, to take over van to you, it means that they had the approval of the shareholders. Okay, because you can't decide for taking over something or taking a strategy to implement a strategy without the acceptance of your shareholders.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So I think the shareholders shareholders, just to consider your answer, shareholders might be careful and regarding, I would say careful and regarding about the results.
Yeah.
Okay, because they did accept the strategy, and then they are going to scrutinize everything you are doing.
Yeah.
It would be more that careful about the takeover over being scrutinizing. How would you formulate this? Being more
over like the effect.
Being criticizing?
Yeah,
Critical.
Critical, yeah.
Critical about results. Yes, that's good. Okay. What else?
The uncertainty about how competitors and the government are going to react.
Yes. What do you think about the government?
They could be adverse to the merger because it could
Why?
go against the competition laws in the country, maybe.
I don't see that a big problem, a big issue, because you are just taking these companies having, for example, problems in managing their human resources, and the government might be against the redundancies.
Yeah.
Okay, but otherwise there is no problem, major problem that government would find in taking over a company. It's either lose all the company with its value or just small redundancies. Okay, so government would look at it, but at this takeover, but not much. Okay. How do you, c'est improbable.
It's not likely.
Not likely. Okay. Bravo. It's not really important, but I have to consider that because it's good. What about competitors?
There could be the risk that they take advantage of the fact that they've got quite high cost of the takeover and reduce their costs.
Really good. Okay, the competitor might, for example, take advantage of it because they are going to grow big and fast, and that might be a big problem if they don't be careful with that. Look what happened to KFC recently. Okay, they just shifted to another supplier, not a supplier, the one distributor. Parfait, bravo. They just shifted to another distributor, and it was the wrong distributor just to cut cost. And then, what happened?
They run out of supply.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They just shut all the shops, almost all shops, for a few days, just because DHL wasn't ready for distributing, and they were having only one center, while what was the name of the first distributor? Develop, distribute, something like this, was having 6 centers around the country, and was well structured with well-trained employees and everything. So competitors might be happy if there is a major problem occurring.
Like a change
Exactly. Competitors will be expecting, if I do any misspelling, just please tell me. Okay, be expecting a major problem after the takeover, to seize like this.
Or probably.
The opportunity. Okay. And what else? What about inside? Look at.
There could be like difficulties in the management.
Exactly.
Styles.
Yes, definitely. What else? Okay, difficulties in managing what?
Like managing the different managing styles.
So, okay, a big corporation.
Okay, yeah.
With different styles, like you said. Styles. Okay. What else? Different styles?
There could be like delegation of roles.
Look, you already have like 1,800 within KKS.
Yeah.
Okay, and then they would take over
So like
So what would happen?
you'd have
It's a lot of employees
Yeah.
to manage.
like
Okay?
difficult to sort of like keep an eye on productivity and
Definitely.
that sort of thing.
So they were careful about their employees now after the takeover. The number of employees would grow bigger and difficult to manage them. Okay.
Could also lead to sort of like a demotivation.
Yes,
Like
definitely,
the fear of
exactly. Will
redundancy.
grow bigger. And also difficult to manage. Low productivity. What else? And productivity and commitment.
Yeah.
Okay. Look, they were having their own system, and they would take another company with something else system. So, what do you think about? It's fine. Difficulties in managing a big corporation. So with different staff, it's fine.
Okay.
It's good that was is good. So now they were like not a small company, but an average company, and then they would go bigger, twice bigger. And what about managing the customer?
Yeah.
They want to go bigger, so the economy of scale would grow even bigger.
Yeah.
So. What do you think is going to happen?
So they reduce their costs.
They might.
Scale.
The cost might go even bigger sometimes.
So just economies.
Yeah, exactly these economies. Okay, because of the rapid growth. Okay, so that can be a real problem for them. So they are managing a bigger corporation. They need to reduce or to manage all the costs, and that would impact on their cost of delivering. That would create a diseconomies. Okay, that was the first question, and that's really good. Oh yes, less flexibility.
Would there also be like an issue with time?
What?
An issue with time, as in like it could take a long time to implement.
Yes, definitely. And the competitor can just seize this occasion to take over their client. Okay, because basically they are doing only for the moment they are doing only B2B, business to business.
Okay.
Bravo, you. Well done. So refer to Appendix 1 and other information. Calculate the Oh yes, I prepared this for you.
Oh, thank you.
And I prepared this for you. It's an article, okay? And there is even, let me show you something. There is, not that. I gave you even the income statement. Okay. This is an example. Okay, this is an example of a company with income statement, balance sheet, okay, and then cash flow statement.
Okay.
You have all numbers here, and here you have the main. You have to start with. Okay. And then here you have an example of activity ratios. Okay. So I highlighted for you all the ratios and the explanation of every ratios when you need it and how you use it.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. So basically you have a nice example. Okay.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome, my love. I bring the same one to Niels. Okay.
Okay.
So that's for Niels, that's for Niels, and basically that's for Niels as well.
Okay. I'll make sure it gets those.
Thank you.
Okay.
So we go further and we calculate the gearing ratio.
Gearing ratio.
Please, it's your turn.
Okay. I got you.
Alors, it's question
2A.
2A.
So we're using Appendix 1.
2A, okay. Yes,
Okay,
appendix
yeah.
1. I like all. I made it easy.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
gearing ratio is
So your long-term liabilities over your
long-term liabilities on
your like asset, long-term assets, or
liabilities as well,
oh,
plus
your capital.
exactly
Okay.
capital employed. Okay, bravo. And here is just to compare between your liabilities and your capital. This is gearing ratio. Okay,
Yeah.
the percentage of your liabilities compared to your capital. This is why you use this gearing ratio. It's not really a big matter. So what do you have?
So for the liabilities, we know that there would.
This is after taking over.
Yeah.
Okay. Très bien. À toi, ma chérie.
So this is before taking over. So we know that they already have $300 million.
This is
dollars.
extract from KS published account. This is before, and this is before. So you have to add the right amounts of liabilities and capital employed.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's added. It's
So
yours.
they have a total of 500 million long-term liabilities.
Okay, 500. Bravo.
And then for the bottom part, we do again 500 million.
But let's explain to others where you did have 500.
So we know that from the published accounts that their original long-term loans are 300.
300, bravo.
And then we add on to that the 200 that we take out in order to finance the takeover.
Bravo. Okay, so you add to it the 200 that they would take like a loan to take over. Bravo. Ensuite.
And then, so that would be over. So again, we'd have the 500 million, which is their long-term liabilities, plus
bravo,
the capital that's going to be employed.
Okay.
So, which would be 1,800.
Please explain it.
Which is because
it's true. It's the right answer.
Yeah.
But you have to explain it to others. Okay.
So
the capital employed is.
So we already know that the capital employed is. So initially, it's the 600 and the 800.
Bravo. On the balance sheet.
Yeah.
Okay. 600 and 800.
Yes. And then we add to that the new shareholder.
Plus
the 400
from
the new shares issued.
The new share issues. So this is 500 on 2,300. 2,300?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's equal to 21,74%. Okay. It means that the liabilities, even if they are important, but they still have liquidity.
Yeah.
Okay. They still have some capital. The next question was to be.
So refer to lines 24 to 28. Calculate the difference between the current and proposed annual depreciation expenses of the IT equipment.
Okay. So you do have this table.
Yes.
This one. No, it's not here. It's in line, yes. Okay.
Okay.
Alors, Depreciation. Tell me, depreciation.
So that'd be your initial investment over
Initial investment
divided by the risk. Is it the number of years?
Yes, it's over the number of years.
And then minus the residual.
Residual price. Residual cost.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, the first was 20.
Was 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the initial cost of the IT system was $20 million. And this is the first depreciation one. So Dep 1 was 20 million minus
5 million.
5 million over how many years?
Over 5 years.
5. Okay. 5 million over 5 years. Equal 20 moins 5, 15 divisé par 3 million dollars. Okay. Depreciation 2 equal.
So again, be 20.
20. Bravo. Minus 8 over 3. And it's equal
4.
Bravo. 4 millions. Is there a big difference? Just 1 million difference.
Yeah, it's not huge.
It's not huge. So would you depreciate your IT system for 5 years or 3 years?
Probably the lesser.
Which one would you like to take?
I'll probably go for the lesser because it is IT and it's technology and it's moving quite quick.
Okay, so you would take 3 years. Yeah, that's a good. It's up to the student to choose one depreciation over another one. Okay, so you would say that IT system is getting updated quite quickly. It's a moving market. So you need something always new. So you would depreciate it over 3 years, and then the difference is not much. It's just for $1 million.
Yeah.
Okay, and you might sell it as well at $8 million. It's fine. Okay, so that's nice. The next question was calculate the difference between the current and proposed annual depreciation. Okay, we did that. And then the next question was discuss the importance of data in Appendix 1 to KKS stakeholder.
Okay, so we're going to put it here. Okay, so to answer this question,
yes,
I would start by defining stakeholder. So stakeholder, so they know.
Yes, but not much. You just need what stakeholder need, not to define the stakeholder. Okay, bravo. But it's really a good question, good answer. So this one is 2C. So how would you define it? How would you analyze it?
I would go with like an internal and then an external.
Yes, that's good.
So what an internal stakeholder could take from it, for example, a manager would be
stakeholder or stakeholder.
Stakeholder.
What is stakeholder for you?
Someone
just for
someone who has an interest.
An interest, exactly. Très bien.
So from Appendix 1, a manager, for example, who's an internal, would probably use the income statement.
So managers, particularly CEO, will
look at the income statement.
Look at income statement. Just income statement? What do you think?
It depends what they want to do.
Okay.
So, for example, they look at the income statement if they were trying to set targets.
And liabilities as well. even if they want, because if you set a strategy, you need to know your position, okay? Considering your liabilities and your your capital employed, exactly, and your cash flow and everything, where your position in now, and then you implement something, you implement a strategy. Okay, so income statement and liabilities. Okay, actually income statement is also liabilities, we don't need to write it. Okay, to
set targets and strategies and
sort of to plan.
Yeah.
Bravo. Plan a strategy. Okay. That just the strategy?
It could be also used to do...
If you are in your first year of implementing a strategy, what would you like to have? Some?
Like benchmarks and like targets?
Yes, you need to check if you are in
sort of a review process. Like a review.
It's more milestones than
Okay.
So strategy or check a strategy within milestones. Okay. Milestones. Okay, so during a project, if you are implementing a project, you would just implement some milestones to indicate if you are in the right path, right track or not. Okay, if you are having the right numbers that you expected to have or not. Okay, that's really good. What else, my love?
It could also be used by managers to sort of assess.
I beg your pardon? You speak too fast.
It could also be used by managers to assess like their cash flow and whether they can expand.
Assessing cash flows as well. Assessing cash flow. Bravo. And what should the income statement be? They should. This one should be published.
Yeah.
Okay. So they have to be.
They have to like know.
Yes, but those should be the right numbers.
Yeah.
Okay, they should not lie on it.
Yeah.
Okay, really good. What else?
So I could do for an external
External
stakeholder now. So for example, the government or
yes, government.
Yeah, the government.
Future investors.
Yeah.
What else?
Local community.
Yes,
possibly.
but before that.
Bank.
Yes, money. It's really important. Banks, okay. Communities, local communities. And?
Suppliers, possibly?
Yes, why not? As a supplier, I would look at my future clients, if they are trustful or not, yeah? If they are solvable or not. How do you say that?
I'm not sure. Like, safe to do business with?
I beg your pardon?
Safe to do business with? Maybe?
Yes, suppliers. So, and? Shareholders.
Oh, of course, yeah.
The most important one. Okay, you have to publish that, to give them that statement, so if they know where they are, what they are going to earn, what the liabilities and future maybe plans and strategies, what they're expecting for the future years. Okay, what else?
So I'll give an example of what they might use it for.
So basically, we just resume everything, okay?
Yeah.
So you can develop every single idea, okay?
Okay.
D'accord? Because legal requirement, we said that you have the requirement to publish a true trustful situation. must be a true and fair reflection of the financial situation. Account must enable accurate assessment and payment of taxes. Yes, the payment of taxes. This is external taxes. We forgot that one. Okay. It's public.
Yeah, because it's a public limited company,
They have to, exactly. It must be accurate. All the public, what they are developing and publishing should be accurate. That for the legal requirement. For the shareholders requirement, they need to know where they are going, where the investment is, what the future strategies are, and they need to set their mind with this. Are they going to sell? Are they going to acquire more shares? So they okay.
Yeah.
As shareholders, you have this interest. No, it's not an. It's more than an interest. It's your money is injected in this company. So you need to check if your money is safe or not. If it's the right time to sell. If it's the right time to buy more other shares. And as they are issuing more shares, they might as well re-inject their own money, their own earnings in buying more shares. So the shares would just be among them, not with someone else. Okay, not a new shareholders, but the shareholders might accept this investment, this takeover, and just split the more shares between them. Okay. And the application is possible takeover. So that for application, like we said, takeover. Okay, merging, for example, if it's merging and not takeover, but merging is different than takeover. Merging means that you are going to tu vas céder. Comment tu dis céder dans le sens où si tu unifies deux compagnies, cette compagnie va garder un certain pouvoir. This company, if you are merging two companies, both companies will keep their power. So you are as well merging the powers. So the power, rather than you will have a new CEOs that would just maybe you will have a new CEOs. It depends on how you are going to merge. Is this equal, 50-50, or is it 60-40?
Sort of like a negotiation.
Exactly. There is a negotiation, and one of the CEO might take the whole power, or you will just hire, the shareholders will just hire a new CEO. So this is how merging is. But takeover, the new company would not have any power. They just take it for them. And so plan takeover or merging. Okay. So future plan, future external plan, future overseas extension. Okay. If you want to go abroad, you would be a corporate rather than an international corporation. So you need to know your statement, where you are, your position, and everything, and how it's going to affect your company, managing your company, managerial decisions. Okay. Bravo. So we go further and evaluate. But Annabelle, it's really good. I'm really proud of you. So evaluate the usefulness of marketing plan for successful expansion through plan B. To option B. Sorry.
I can't remember option B. Okay. So
Is it the right question?
Yeah.
Did we miss something? Okay.
No.
Why did not? Okay. Alors discuss the importance of data. Okay. Evaluate the usefulness of marketing. Yes.
Okay.
Through option B. So what do you think about option B?
So it's C2C, so it's diversification. No,
Option B is enter the C2C segment.
so it's
It's-
new client.
Yes, it's a customer to customer.
So it's a new product in sort of the same.
It's new strategy.
Yeah.
It's a new market segment.
Yeah.
Rather than going business to business or business to customer, you would just take a new strategy to new segment, market segment, which is customer to customer.
Yeah.
But they said the competition is weak.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we just remind them that?
Yeah. So
Alors, weak competition. What else?
There's going to be high staff training and operational costs.
Yes. Okay. Staff training and
operational costs.
Operational costs. That's
And
it.
as well as they will need parcel collection locations.
Yes. So they need a GPS or something like this. Okay.
Yeah.
Parcel
So like physical
collection location will be needed. Okay.
building.
So GPS or IT system.
Yeah.
Okay.
As well as a different marketing approach.
Yes.
Given.
So it's complete different marketing approach. Okay. So they need to what? To implement. No, they need first to adopt and then implementing, to choose to adopt. Okay. The right strategy. Okay. Or the right marketing strategy and implement it. Okay. Adopt and implement the right marketing strategy. Okay.
Okay.
So, what would you say about that? Evaluate the usefulness of marketing plan for successful expansion through Plan B.
Okay. So
how the marketing strategy or marketing plan would help option KKS.
So by looking at doing some market research and looking into although it's quite not a very competitive market, but looking at what the competitors that are there are doing.
So the marketing plan helps with
So it helps with an understanding of the needs and wants of the market.
What do you mean?
So as in, they'll know what the customer is going to expect.
Okay, so they need the need of knowing the customer. So market segmentation. Okay, set a market segment. Okay, what else?
They will also get an understanding of the types of training that they're going to need, the types of skills
Yes,
which are necessary.
Yes, but before that, now.
The 4 Ps?
Yes, exactly, my love.
Okay.
Exactly. Okay. You have your customer or your 4 Cs. It's up to you. You have your customer. What else?
You need your price.
Yes, for example, setting prices. To be what? To be competitive.
Yeah.
But is the competition weak or not?
It's quite weak, yeah.
So the cost to be.
It depends on the price elasticity.
Yes.
Of demand of the product.
The right price. Okay. So they have to study the price, because if it's a weak competition, they might penetrate easily the market and expand in it and gain a lot of money. So setting.
I need to think what strategy is going to be best.
The right price. So right objectives, like you said, setting the right price and the right strategy, so right objectives. What else, Annabelle?
The right place to market themselves.
What?
To advertise themselves. So the right place. So
which place?
Where are they going to advertise? So
yes,
online.
Okay, advertising and strategy. Okay, that's good. What else?
So possibly like the method of advertisement. So
yes, those are all strategies
Okay,
of.
okay.
So you are going to make a marketing plan and marketing plan. Okay. So what you need to know is where is your customer, how to reach it. They already have a website. They might just put it in website, and the first one would be on TV, and then send the customer back to the website.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a strategy. Okay, and
could they do a cost analysis?
yes, that here, setting the right price, cost analysis. What else?
Information.
So if you do a marketing plan, what you are going to develop?
You're developing like your objectives through that.
Developing a strategy.
Yeah.
What else?
Like your market research.
Efficiency, productivity.
Okay.
Because they are wanting to set like this location, how do they call that?
Collection location.
Exactly, parcel collection location. Okay, so efficiency, then productivity. And if they need to match between so this is strategy, efficiency, productivity. So the employee should be training.
Yeah, so like training costs, time it takes to train, that sort of thing.
Okay, what else?
Also possibly the availability of
plan can be monitored and adjusted. Yes, if you set a plan, so you can put milestones and you can develop it.
So you set milestones and then you're able to sort of monitor how well
exactly
you
find the right words. You are English. So monitoring.
Yeah.
Monitoring the marketing plan. Setting what?
Like milestones.
Exactly, milestones and objectives. Powerful. What else?
And adjusting, like to reach.
Yeah, preparing the plan involves cost of managers' time and possible conflicts if organization objectives are unclear. Yes, reduce conflict.
Okay.
That's quite great. If you have a plan, if marketing plan set, so no conflict in managerial level. Are you okay with that?
Yes, yeah.
What else?
So
we do know not our competitor, we do know our place, we do know our customer, we do know our advertising, we do know, this is all the marketing plan. And then you set a plan, a market plan or a business plan, and then you start to implement it and you monitor it, okay? And that would go smoothly, okay? If this is why it's necessary to have that, okay? So evaluate the usefulness. So it's really useful, okay? And you would be more efficient, you'll comment dire, développer plus comment dire ça encore? Okay. You generate more money, okay? More profit. Bravo, ma chérie. Bravo. Très bien. So I think we did on a fait le tour de la question. Comment tu dirais ça? On a fait le tour de la question.
Like the whole question, or like the
we went around the whole question. Okay. And then now, draw a decision tree using the information.
Okay, yeah.
A decision tree is really easy to set, as you have what? Here, you have a decision of a decision strategy decision.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are going to write KKS. What was that? Option A or option B? Developing strategy. It's that one.
Yeah.
Okay. So they have actually two strategies. Strategy A. Okay. So option A.
Option A and then option B.
Bravo. And they do have. Okay. We are going to do it in the second page. Here is KKS developing strategy. It's either option A, that is to go B2C,
yeah.
and or option B to go
C2C.
Option B to go C2C. Okay. B2C. Okay. And then what do you have?
You have your capital cost would go there, and then you have your probabilities
those
of like
notes.
Success.
Okay. I'm really bad with this pen. Okay. I will write here B to C and C to C. It's better. Here. And then you write what?
Your probability. So you write your capital costs.
Yes, technically. So 0406. So 40%, 60%, and here I have 30% and 70%. 40% would give 50. Prediction is the return expected is $50 million, and 60% of probability would give $35 million. So B2B, when they calculate with the probability, because sometimes you do scenario analysis or you would do probability analysis, okay? And the scenario analysis is completely different than the probability analysis. I like the scenario analysis because it will create a catastrophe scenario.
Yeah.
And you see all what could happen, and then you mitigate them one by one. And probability analysis is just calculation.
Yeah.
So, and then 30% of option C to C, option B, which is C to C, would give 90. Bravo, ma grande. Okay, and the expected returns in 40 million. This is drawing notes and decision point. Okay, this is the tree. Okay, tree decision. And then the next question is
calculate the expected monetary values for option A.
You are going to write it, and I will give you my pen.
Okay,
that's yours. Okay, it's all yours.
Okay, I'll try.
Okay. Expected value at decision node.
Okay. So let me just get data. Okay, I've never done this, but okay.
Yeah, that's don't worry. Even if you make a mistake, we'll just.
Okay, so is it 0.4? So your first one, so
50.
If I, gosh.
I'll write and you tell
Yeah.
me what I should write, okay? Just to make it quicker. Okay. What do you want to write?
So I was going to say 0.4.
No. Oh, okay, and then?
Multiply by 50.
Bravo.
We'll give you.
By node, okay?
Oh, by node.
Okay.
So plus.
So you know what you have.
The
You have
capital.
40% of 50 and then?
Plus, 0.6.
Okay.
Multiplied by 35.
Bravo. And here you find a result of, okay, I tell you, $41 million. Okay. This is option 1. And option 2, option A. Option B
would be, so you do 0.3.
Make it a little bit like this. Okay, alors 0.3.
Multiplied by 90.
Bravo.
Plus 0.7.
0.7.
Multiplied by 40.
Okay. Equal 55 million dollars. So here you did a probability analysis of option A and option B. Which one has the biggest expected returns?
Option B.
So if they ask you which one you would go for,
option B.
Not only you rely on this answer and the fact that they did a marketing research, okay, and they find it. Sorry, you just don't define only this, but you rely on that as well.
Okay.
That the option B under CIE competition is weak, but you have to train to make more training operation, training people, implement a new location system, okay, parcel collection location, and all that, okay?
Yeah.
So you just don't rely on numbers because numbers are sometimes not true. Why is it not true? Because this is probability, but sometimes
you don't know what's going to
exactly.
happen.
And cas de force majeure, and everything would change, number would change, and then you have to adjust. So this is why it's not enough to do a probability analysis. You would go as well for what? For a scenario analysis. Okay. And what else? Okay, let's go to the second question. The following question, they might ask us.
Recommend whether KKS should choose option A or B. Justify can't using results before A and other information.
So, what would you say?
So, yeah, I would justify both. So I'd say you should go with option A because you should go with option B because. Sort of, that's how to structure my answer.
Yes, exactly.
So
why going for A? Why going for B? And then
what I think.
Exactly. D'accord.
Okay. So you should go for. So we'll
what you like?
Option
Tell me.
A. We'll start with A. That's more difficult because I don't think you should.
I would suggest you to compare between them.
Okay.
To resume and to compare between them.
Okay.
So between A and B, how you go the numbers.
So if going from the probability.
Yes.
Values, monetary values.
Probability analysis.
I would go with option B.
KKS should go for B option. Why?
Because they've got a higher expected monetary value than option A.
Because the expected return is higher. Okay? This is if you consider just the numbers. What else?
Also, the competition
Mhm.
for option B is relatively low.
I beg your pardon?
The competition in option B is low.
Okay. So, but we need to develop that. This is not really important. Okay.
Oh, because it's only prediction.
So
It's not facts.
the probability analysis is sometimes not. Comment on dit fiable? You can't
Strong,
rely on.
like reliable, maybe.
Ouais. Comment tu écris ça?
I don't know.
Viable.
Yeah.
Like this.
Viable. Like
Viable.
that.
Viable and should be considered. Carefully. Okay. So we need to add no, KS, not no as. What should they consider?
The situational information.
The KS should consider what?
Situational.
What? Situational what?
Information.
Bravo, exactement. Okay. Information. Like what?
So the level of competition.
Competition, bravo.
So like the level of, I don't know how you'd say this. I want to say like the level of like differentiation from what they're already functioning in.
Yes, so strategy.
Yeah.
Strategies and difficulty of implementing them.
Yeah.
Okay, and difficulty of implementing them. Considering what or using what? Scenario analysis, for example.
Yeah.
Considering using scenario analysis. So they can expect, they can figure out the problems occurring during the operation or the implementation. Okay. Or maybe using something more than that. Is it enough? Because they said recommend whether KS should choose option A or option B. Justify your answer using result from 4A and other information.
Yeah.
Okay. Other information should be
the information.
Yes, exactly. We did that from collected information, KAS information, collected information. Okay, the competition is weak. Well, but we mentioned that above.
Yeah, we did.
So we don't need to. Okay, is it enough to do that? A scenario analysis and probability analysis?
Possibly look at the current position of the business already.
Yes.
So what are their strong points?
So you would do, for example,
can you do a SWOT analysis?
SWOT analysis? Okay, here the SWOT analysis. So you might consider what your strength.
The strengths.
KKS, KKS strength, KKS strength. So maybe they have many. KKS
Weaknesses.
weaknesses, because if they go bigger, they grow bigger. The problem might occur within the managing the people, managing the training, managing everything, managing even the operation.
Yeah.
Because they might have like 100 van, and then they would go for a 300 or 400 van. And what would happen to them? Okay,
Yeah.
how they would manage everything. Is it easy to manage 400 van?
Yeah.
Okay, and it's an example. They were having 1,800 employees. They would grow even bigger.
Yeah.
So what would happen to them?
Yeah.
Would they manage all the? So those are weaknesses to consider. Okay, and then they might go look for this opportunity, external opportunities, and what?
The threats.
The threats. Okay, they might see if growing bigger is not a threat for them, considering the competitors. Are they going to just fall down and not do well, and then they would have a huge problem with the employees and the strike and okay, so those are as well threats, and competitors will just be exactly like scrutinizing them where they are going to fall. And then they might consider as well, what?
Could they consider a pest?
Pestle. Yes, why not? Like pestle analysis would be political. Yes, we consider that first. Okay. Pestle analysis. Okay. They might be the target of environmental organization. Okay, they would tell them, you are using too much packaging, you are doing this and you are polluting, you should go for more green fuel, and okay, so they have to consider that as well. Okay, what else?
Could they also look at the CSR as a result?
Yes, for example, the corporate social responsibility,
and sort of look at the implement like the limitations that could cause to this.
Of course, it will, and even are the shareholders okay to implement and implement and invest in corporate social responsibility, because it's always costing money. Okay, it's not for free. What do you have else? You might consider your core competencies.
Yeah.
Okay, and develop your core competencies. Okay. That hasn't been mentioned here, but I like the core competencies. Okay, we should develop a little bit more the core competencies, how it's done. So the core competencies is looking for the strength within your company and the weakness within your company as well, and try to fix your weaknesses and highlight your strengths. Okay, so basically it's a part of a SWOT, but internal.
Okay, so internal.
So the core competencies is basically done like this. Okay, I like that one because it's quite useful to use. So you do have this. That's the margin, what you have to add. And then here you do have the inbound. And then if it was a supply chain, in this case, it's not a supply chain. There is no supply chain. Inbound means what you are going to use as raw materials. And then operation, or maybe transformational process operation. Here, if it's supply chain, it's manufacturing.
Yeah.
But in our case, it's just buy vans and then make transportation. And then what is outbound logistic? Here in our case is having a right managing location, managing the vans, managing the employees.
Okay.
This is what you need in an outbound logistic. Okay, and then what you do have, that's a big one, marketing, okay, and sales. And then customer service. This is really important. I should have done that bigger. Okay, it's fine, it's my fault. And here, this is within your supply chain, okay, or your operation.
Okay.
Okay? This is within the operations. Okay, and this is the support activities. What do you know about the support activities? You have a firm structure, you have human resources, so within key KKS, the human resources might be given more, must be. On va regarder à cet ensemble et essayer de le développer plus, d'accord?
Okay.
How would you say that?
So you look at it all together and then see how you can develop it more.
Yes, you develop the human resources because now you are growing bigger. You are developing something new to a new, because they are taking over value too. So they are considering going to C2C, okay? So you have to strengthen this part, this activity, so you don't lose the overall implementation. Okay?
Yeah.
So firm structure is what is, you have two companies. You would be like, the places are completely different, okay? You have this company placed in the place 1 and the second company placed in place 2, and you have different storage, different place where you put you park your vans, and so you have to be careful with that. And then the human resources as well. You have to dirige, to manage the whole structure, human resources structure. So not only KKS, but value too as well. And you need to find an osmosis, a balance between them, how you exploit everything, how you make them productive, how you make them know what to do, perfectly committed, and rise the well-being. So you have to have this strategy for human resources as well. Okay, so technology and development, and we said that they are acquiring this IT system. Technology and development, or technology development. Okay, and lastly, procurement.
What does that
Procurement means when, for example, this procurement, when you buy a new van, when you fix a van, okay, this is the structure that would just buy raw materials, or place it the right place, manage the channel where the
So sort of like logistics. Logistics of things.
It's more than logistic. It's not only logistic. It's more than logistic. It's taking care of the whole. Okay. Structure, operation structure, or primary activities, well, like we say. Okay. So those are support activities, and those are primary activities. So you might consider core competencies to strengthen, to consider first SWOT analysis to strengthen and find the problems and fix them within your core competencies. Okay, and I think that we did le tour. This wonderful question. Okay. The next question is number 5, discuss. I like discuss. Discuss whether KKS should introduce the new HR director proposed changes. What do you think should? introduce. Okay.
So
Mm-hmm.
I'd approach this by giving like this, yes, they should, no, they shouldn't approach.
You know what? You don't need to say in the first two paragraphs, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I said to you, no, first introduction,
Yeah.
okay? A small introduction, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to make it big. It's here, you make an introduction of the situation. Okay, explaining what KAS is having two options and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then here you go, for example, against it. Why you should go against it, not you go against it. Okay? Why not go for this strategy? Why is it good to go for it? Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And here, conclusion, what you would recommend.
Okay.
Or you might just don't like it
Mm-hmm.
and you go against it.
Okay.
But basically, it's this structure.
Okay.
Okay? The structure is why you should go for it, why you should not go for it,
Mm-hmm.
and what you would like to. And your conclusion is fine. It's if you either go for it or you don't go for it, it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay? Because it's up to you if you go for it or not.
Okay.
You are a CEO, you might. Everyone might say to you, "No, don't go for this strategy," but you are someone who take risk and everything, and you succeeded in it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so basically, what you need to is to know how to structure your introduction, how to set the scene actually for why to go for it, why not go for it,
Yeah.
and what. So let's do that.
Okay.
Okay. We leave this structure like this and we go further. So, should you introduce the HR director proposed?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, this new HR director has proposed for clearer job descriptions with less scope for interpretation,
Mm-hmm.
introduction of management objectives
Mm-hmm.
with precise targets, increased formal communication between managers, supervisors and other employees, less job rotation and more focused training and it being decided by supervisors rather than the employees by discussion. So
what do you think? Is it good or not? Considering the old way they were working, how was they working?
So before it was quite more of a democratic
Yes.
sort of environment. So a lot of discussion about decisions that would be made, whether they should take new training.
Let's draw a table.
Okay.
Okay. So before and after. Okay. How was it before?
Very democratic.
Democratic. What else?
Lots of training opportunities.
Training opportunity. Internal recruitment.
Yeah.
And that's really good.
Yeah.
Because if you recruit internally, internal recruitment, it means that the one that has been given the new place is already having a lot of experience.
Yeah.
So you just try the skills. Okay. So internal recruitment. What else?
Job rotation.
Job rotation. Is it good or not? It depends.
Yeah.
It depends. I saw that you are hesitating, so you're right. What else?
I can't remember. Anything else? Is it?
A lot of power to managers,
Yeah.
empowering managers. How do you say a word empowering? Like this? Okay, so
Yeah,
it's
like that.
empowering managers. Managers were having a lot of
Control. And there's
control.
also a good bonus system.
Yes, bonuses. It's really good. Okay, that would just make people focus on their jobs. Okay, so an opportunity of
Career
progression. So, what does the new HR want to implement?
More of like an authoritarian approach. So
More authoritarian approach. What else?
So clear job descriptions.
Clear job descriptions. What else?
Management by objectives.
Managing by objectives. More target focus. Managing objectives.
More formal communication.
Better communication. What do you say?
Formal communication.
Formal. What do you mean by formal communication? Like using
using like a specifically designed system,
intranet or something like this. Do you think it's better than
again
face to face?
It depends.
It depends. Yes. Okay. Formal and designed internal communication. Is it what you want to do? Communication. I think that if you use the right word, it would be nice. What else, Milo?
Less job rotation.
What do you think about job rotation?
I think it can be good in certain situations.
What about this one?
With less job rotation, I think it demotivate, possibly.
Yeah, it might demotivate, and sometimes if one is missing, you are not going to be able to
you can't do that part of the job because no one's got that skill.
Exactly.
Less flexibility.
What did he say? Something else?
He said focus training, but it's just
decided by
supervisors.
Okay.
Rather than employees.
So
less
focus training.
Less control from the employee.
So if an employee wants to get trained, he might not have it because the supervisor didn't decide for it. Okay, so that might be quite create some tension. Exactly. So now that you have that, what would you say? How would you criticize it or emphasize it? Est-ce que je dois dire ça? C'est juste emphasize. Yeah. So you might take both. Okay. You might say, okay, before it was like this and it's good. What is good and what is not good. And after, what is good, what is not good. And you give your opinion. He should. It's up to you.
Okay. So they should go with the new HR directors. Decision because, so for example, the way that they're working before, there was it said.
But you are saying that we should go for no. What I said to you is to discuss like this is the situation. We introduced the situation. We set the scene, and now you go. You analyze before, you analyze after, you say what is good or what is bad in before, what is good, what is bad in after, in the second paragraph, and the last one,
you do,
what you would go for.
Okay. So for the first one, the good things is that it's quite democratic, which can improve the motivation of the employees because they feel as though they're like involved.
Parfait.
Which is like it's like I forgot the word. Like acknowledgement.
And knowledge. That's really important in leadership. Acknowledging your employees is really important to raise the well-being and to raise what commitment and effectiveness.
Yeah.
Okay, so they did. It's up to you.
So they did that. They did have a democratic sort of leadership style. However, they what was I saying? Oh, they left a lot of the training opportunity decisions to the employees, which could bring, although it does bring benefits because your employees will be more likely to be trained in like multiple different skills through the job rotation, it could also mean that you're not using your resources that efficiently.
Yes, really good. Parfait. You did a nice topo. Okay, it means that it's democratic, there is training opportunity, there is internal recruitment, job rotation, all that. That may help the rising the well-being of the but too much democratic might as well
efficiency.
Yes, make defocus.
Yeah.
Defocus people.
Yeah.
Okay, and they would just lose the sight of objectivity and objectives and set targets and reach, like for example, reach high goals.
Yeah.
Okay, so you might go for that and say yes, it's really good, but too much democratic means they would somehow slacken.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the other one.
So the good parts about the other side is that it's very focused and everyone knows what they're doing, what they're working towards. The objectives are very clear. And it's very clear who's like the chain of command would be much clearer and who you talk to would be a lot more clearer. But the limitations in the responsibility that is given to the employees, as well as like the ability for the employees to decide on their career progression, could demotivate them.
What would that create within the employees?
Conflict.
Not really conflict, but they would make them feel like,
like very out of control.
No, they would feel, oh, too much. It's too much. We were so nice before, and now look what's happening.
Yeah.
What? Oh no, I'm not happy. And happiness of frictions, des frictions.
Yeah.
Okay. So they might go against it. Okay. So now your conclusion.
So overall, I would I think KKS should stay with the original HR structure, although it would be good to implement some of the things from.
Bravo, c'est ce que je voulais que tu dises. This is what I wanted you to say. What was before was nice, but they should just set more formal managing objectives, okay, and more clear job descriptions. He would implement that in. People would just feel like, oh, we are well, but now we have targets and set targets. Without, he would just balance between democratic and autocratic, okay, and make it like an exchange. An exchange. This is what you can say, okay. Did we forget something? Okay, let's see. Support recommendation. Okay, that's nice. Will more precise target be as motivating as the current level of autonomy? I think yes.
It could be it.
Yeah, it could be yes.
You know what you're working towards.
Yeah. Will the increased clarity in objectives and jobs roles assist employees in efficiency?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what we were saying. Will involvement in setting targets be as motivating as recurrent arrangement?
Could be.
But I like the job rotation.
Yeah.
people would not get bored within the same job, okay? And you might put some job rotation and ask them if they want to do the job rotation or not. If they like it, why not leaving that with them, okay? Leave the decision up to the employees if he wants a job rotation or not, okay? Because it might get boring to do always the same thing, and maybe the person that are charging always the low raise, that might just get fed up of it and wants to take the wheel and go out to take the, okay? So it's up to the employee to want or don't want to, as long as he's well trained. Okay. So cost of changing the new system, is it expensive? Is it not expensive? You have to consider that as well. The meeting to discuss objectives are time consuming. Rather than meeting, you might just set objectives and define them within the months or the weekly or monthly or okay, and then do a job rotation weekly or monthly. Okay, target may be set to be easy to achieve, or or if imposed may be resented, like we said. Okay, so you need to touch the pulse of, feel the pulse of the employees if they like it or not. Because if the employees, and this is your human resources, one of your most powerful strength within a company. It's your, because lorries are done by conducted by humans. The logistic is conducted by humans. It's not only so you. This is a power for the company. This is what it's so democratic. It's democratic. It's fine. Just make it a little bit more focused on objectives and effectiveness. And okay, this is really good. Shall we go further? And 6 and 7 use this morning. Okay. 6 is discuss the extent to which the information in Appendix 3 is sufficient strategic analysis to allow KKS to consider entering the market in countrywide. Let's go back here to Appendix 3. Oh la la, it's so slow. Okay, Appendix 3 is that one. So the market data for countrywide is, this is only what we have. Largest delivery services is a provider is 45% existing within countrywide. Okay. So largest delivery service provider is 45%. Largest 5 delivery services providers are 75%. So there is already 5 providers that are having 75% of the market share. Okay, and then you have forecast parcel market growth in 2018, from 2018 to 2020 is 20%. Okay. And most important factor for customers in order of importance is first low price, and then fast delivery, and then fixed delivery time and security. Okay, this is actually all the requirement for delivering at the right time, safe, and low price. Okay. Because I don't like when someone I'm delivered with a parcel and they would say to me, okay, it will arrive at 12, but I'm not at home at 12. Who would secure it and receive it? So, is it enough to make a decision according to those data? No. Yes, it's not enough. It's not enough to go to an abroad market, an overseas market with just only those data. So, what would you like to go for?
A pest or SWOT analysis, definitely.
Definitely. Pest analysis. Okay, what else?
As well as sort of analysis of your competitors.
Okay, so we read a little bit about it. Okay, 6. So this is the information given in Appendix 3, even useful, even though. So, even though useful, but not enough. Okay? So, you recommend to go for pestle analysis. Analysis. Is it like this or ESYS?
I don't know if that's one. Yeah, like that.
Okay. I think that you wrote it because you've seen it here.
No.
Okay. So you would go for a pestle analysis to know the political situation of this country, the economical situation of this economy, even if they predicted that there is a 20% rise between 2018 and 2020. Okay.
Yeah.
But are they accurate or not? You don't know. So the social analysis, are they going for it or not? Their incomes, are they going online to buy online, and then so they need to or customer, because customer to customer is it's not business to customer like you are getting delivered. So it's customer to customer. For example, moving from a house to a house, or just sending to a friend a parcel, or that's quite narrow. So technological.
They have like internet and stuff.
Okay, best economical and ecological and legal. Okay. So you would go for all those considerations to see, okay, and if it's important or not. But definitely this is not enough. What would you say as well? This is pestle. You would go for?
And SWOT, possibly.
Bravo, SWOT analysis. Why you would go for that SWOT analysis?
Because it's a different country.
Okay. So your strength to go overseas, your weaknesses to go overseas. Are you able to go overseas or not? And the opportunity to go overseas, and the threat to go overseas. Okay.
Yeah.
That's quite important to do it, okay? So you just draw a table and write all what is needed to know, okay? Within strength, weaknesses, opportunity, and threats, okay? And then?
I would say a competitor analysis. So what their price points, their products, like what they offer.
Analysis. So you list your competitor. So this is list of competitor. You compare what?
Price, like 4 Ps, really.
Prices. So the 4 P or 4 Cs. Okay. And then not only prices, you compare between the two marketing plan. Control Z. Okay, you compare between businesses. Okay. And what else?
Their market
share. It has been given. Market share. What else? Market share and the core competencies.
Yeah.
In what they are good. Okay. So the competitor analysis is to in somehow lower the barriers of new entrants.
Yeah.
Okay. So Porter 5 forces.
Yeah.
It's quite good to know 5 forces. might help as well. Okay, because you have the three of suppliers, the three of competitors, and here you can consider this. Okay, and new entrant. Here the core competencies, what we did, and here new entrant, supplier company.
You substitute.
Substitute, yes.
Maybe if you have to pick.
Oh, cancel. Yes, I haven't seen that. Substitute. Okay, and in Porter 5 forces, you are going to use everything. Okay, what else?
Could you do an
ANSOF and Boston matrix as well, and SOF and Boston matrices. Okay, that will tell you where to invest and when. Okay, and SOF you have market and product.
And it's new and old.
Okay, and product. So you do have new and existing and new, existing and new. Okay, so here it's
market penetration.
Market penetration. Okay, and if you go to a new market and with existing product, so
New market development.
Market development, parfait. And you have a new product with a new market, an existing market is
Development.
market development. No, product development. No, existing market development, product development. Okay, and a new market and a new product is
Diversification.
diversification. Bravo. Okay, so they wanted to go with an old product. Okay, so they would go for a market development. So they need to consider this part and develop go back to your internal, and then what you did, the 7 steps of implementing change of quota. Okay?
Okay.
And then what you do is defreeze,
Okay.
okay, try, and freeze. Those are basically the 3 main idea of quota.
Yeah.
Even if there are 7 steps, but the main idea is defreeze, implement, give an example, and show that this example is good and viable,
Okay.
and then freeze.
Okay.
Okay, so those the main idea of what else?
I'm sure.
This is with your employees. What about your managerial?
So adapt.
So let's draw a table.
Okay.
Okay. This is 7. Okay, implementing change. So basically, what you are going to do is to do it sur plusieurs fronts. Comment tu vas dire sur plusieurs fronts?
On many fronts.
On many fronts, exactly. So change should be implemented considering the problems that would rise from many fronts. Is it correct?
Yeah.
I mean my English. Okay. So what you have, the first one is external.
Yeah.
So what you need to do is a good market research. Previous question. Okay. And then what you do? Internal. And internal, what you need to consider?
So the necessary change in leadership, management style?
Managing staff, exactly. Implementing, because you can't go implement a change if you don't have your
managers on board.
Exactly. Yeah. Kevin Rowe said in his book that you can't implement change if you don't have supporters, okay? Your pillars.
Yeah.
And your pillars should be within your managing staff, because there is like a triangle, okay?
Yeah.
The CEO, what should the CEO know?
What should he know?
Yes.
Like all the objectives.
He should just know about managing.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But he would rely on his managers. Actually, you would have this technical, managerial, HR, and the third one, I forgot it. Hold on. Technical, managerial, and decisions.
Okay.
Here he has only decisions, and the managers would have a little bit of HR and a little bit of decisions. And here the technical, the employees should have only what?
Operation.
Technical.
Okay.
Okay. So to go like this, the CEO should know how to manage, and the managers should know how to manage and implement strategies. Okay, the manager should know how to deal with both human resources and managing as well. And here it's just technical.
Yeah,
the one that. So we are going to erase this. So basically, internal should start from what I was going to say here. Internal
management.
Implementing change within managing staff. No, here. Implementing. change within. Managerial staff. Why? To have
Like more effective.
more supporters, implementers, and followers. Okay?
Yeah.
So you can delegate, okay?
Yeah.
And be part of a structure. You make them adopt your idea. And then
could decentralization come into this?
employees.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
And then here, what you do,
Train.
quota.
Oh,
You
seven
have
steps.
7 steps.
Yeah.
7 changing steps. Of quota. Okay? And then what you do? Yeah, you can do training as well.
Could you like reward based on result?
Yes. So training, communication. Okay, because you have to communicate about it. What else?
Review.
And then what you need to know. And here you do communication, you do with employee to make them adopt your examples, training, everything. And then what you need to consider, because successfully achieve the strategic implementation of a decision to expand internationally. Okay. So you need to see any comment on dit faire des oh mince, j'ai perdu le mot. Like, c'est des scénarios, tu vois, des scénarios, contingency scenario.
Okay.
Scenarios. Okay, and get prepared to any rising problem. Okay. Internally and externally. Okay.
Yeah.
What else?
Could you adjust your marketing?
Yes, you can. Yeah, definitely. Okay, but we did that in the previous, but we need to adjusting your business plan and marketing plan.
Could that also mean like adjusting your objectives?
Yes,
Vision,
objectives.
mission statement, and that stuff.
Vision, mission, and objectives. Yes, why not? Okay, objective, mission, and vision. Even if we say vision, mission, objectives. Vision. Okay. You might adjust them for the country, the countries you are going into. Okay. What else? Yeah. Okay. Here we are saying create positive climate, identify key commitment leaders for change project. We did that. Give vision and clear objective with the reasons. Involve all concerned affected by the changes. We did that. Acknowledge and overcome resistance to change. So Cotter would just make them change, and then communication, we would understand what the problem is, if they are trying to understand or not.
Yeah.
So what else? Knowledge and overcome resistance to change. Apply Kotter. Oh, Kotter with this gap. Ah, la, la. I forgot. Kotter change, like defreezing, implementing, and freezing.
Yeah.
Like you defreeze, you say, listen, people, this situation is better. If we stay like this, we are going bankrupt, and you make people understand the situation and the urgency of the situation, and want them by themselves to understand that they need to go for a change. And then, oh, I have a nice idea to go to grow, to make this company grow, and to rise your in the future, to be able to rise your salary, your wages. And oh yes, they would expect that in the future, and they would adopt that, and the manager would just show them how to implement it. And this is the application, like defreeze mentally, implement by action, just with one example, and then freeze. This is how it's going to be. So we freeze everything. This is the 3 steps of. You do have 7 steps, but the 3 main steps of Kotter is that. Okay, defreeze, implement, and freeze. And then evaluating might be demonstrated by a consideration of the need to change to existing HM, human resources management and marketing arrangement, like we said. Are directors suitable, prepared, and focused? This is why training is there. Okay, we said training even for the staff and everything. Recommendation of ranking proposal techniques for change and management. Basically, with what we did, we covered all the answers.
Okay.
Okay. Annabelle, do you have any question?
No, I don't.
Are you sure?
Not from this paper.
Which one?
For next week, I have got a few.
Okay, so we stopped them. Okay, and we talked about it before I go. Okay, let's go back to here. And goodbye.